Welcome to the Toprakci method, creating confident learners. The Toprakci method uses a unique combination of breath work, brain-body work, gratitude, and a clay-based program to affect the neuroplasticity of the brain in students, to help strengthen their mind-body connection, help them develop a growth mindset, and most importantly, trust and confidence in themselves. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes. One way to support the Creating Confident Learners podcast is to leave a 5-star review and written review anywhere you listen to it. Thanks so much, and let's get started. And I was thinking about gratitude and how now, after years of doing this with kids over and over and over, how it's changed how kids show up in their lives. Years later, it just has this ripple effect, and it's so simple. Be sure to sign up for the foundation course. This course is here to support you, both parents and educators. It teaches the exact foundational tools I have used with students to increase focus, ease anxiety, and help raise confidence and self-esteem so that they can succeed in all areas of their lives, including academics. It's made into bite-sized digestible pieces to help you apply these tools right away. Let's take a moment to pause and do my favorite child-friendly, adult-friendly gratitude exercise of answering the question of 3 grateful things. So what today are you grateful for right now in this moment? What 3 things are you grateful for? And I hope that by taking a pause to reflect, to notice, it can be as simple as, I'm getting to listen to a podcast, I'm going on a walk, I am happy that the sky is blue, or that I had my favorite cup of coffee this morning. Any of those is going to work. Some of the things I've been hearing from the kids this week, my students, is I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for Harper, that's my dog. I'm grateful for you. It's always nice when they tell me that. I'm grateful for this bubble gun. One of the kids came in with this gun that was blowing all kinds of bubbles. I'm grateful that my friend is coming over after school. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful that a classmate who I'm having trouble with is moving. I'm grateful for school. I'm grateful for Instagram. I'm grateful for Pokemon. And I'm grateful for my house. So those are just some of the things that I have been hearing this week. And I always love kids' perspectives on what is coming to their attention. I've been doing this practice of gratitude for about a decade with kids, and it's so amazing to see them drop into it with ease with all the practice. Their face softens. Most of the time, there's a little pause, and if you pay attention enough, there's a slight smile that comes across their face, and the energy itself just slightly shifts. There's almost like a softness that happens when we step into gratitude. And there are days where they sometimes tell me, I'm not grateful for anything. And I have to be like, cool, then this is where the real work happens. Let's find 3 things to be grateful about. Or they call them out and I say, really? You have nothing in the whole world, the whole universe is good right now. Not one thing. And they always 100% of the time find something. Sometimes I have to guide them or tell them what I'm grateful for. And then sometimes it's a teaching moment of refrain, of going, I'm grateful that I worked through this, whatever problem they're having at that moment, or I'm grateful I was strong enough for this challenge, or I'm grateful I advocated for myself in this situation. Sometimes life isn't easy, but we still can have gratitude for working through something challenging. And giving this to kids is a gift as well, to reframe when they're not feeling as grateful, helping them see that they're strong enough to get through a challenge. And we do this together maybe just once or twice a week. And the ripple effect is so profound and huge. This is my favorite part. I always think about when someone's angry, they're trying to smile through it and they're like, I'm not angry at all. But all you can feel is their seething anger, right? And that just kind of ripples out. Maybe they're short with the next person that they see, or they're huffy. Really our actions of how we're being ripple out into the world. And if we can give kids the tool to ripple out gratitude or positivity through genuine gratitude, through genuinely being present, that's going to ripple out into the world. I have one student who on her report card, the teacher always comments how positive an attitude she has and how she always builds up her classmates. She's their cheerleader. She's the one who encourages them. This student, when I first met her, she used to be almost depressed, hated school, had trouble with some of her teachers and some of her classmates. And this is just something that doesn't happen anymore. And I attribute part of this to the gratitude and also not struggling with the content anymore. So we've filled in gaps of knowledge. We've solidified the brain work. We've really made her more of a competent student. We're going to get depressed in school if we are not competent as well. And of course, there's a byproduct of confidence that comes with it. This lens of gratitude as well as being competent. I had another student who I've known for a while. When I first met him, he was consistently negative. I mean, he complained about everything every time I saw him. People, school, having to do homework. It was like this constant loop on repeat. And when I first met him, he'd walk into my classroom, he'd walk into this mini space, our one-on-one time, and he'd be frowning. Now that never happens. He arrives in a positive mood. He doesn't really complain about the work he has to do. Sometimes he does, but it's not this perpetual loop of everything is bad. Everything is hard, everything. And I think it's funny when kids complain about some things that they have to do. I mean, school is their job. Think about us as adults. If we complain about everything we had to do as an adult, adulting, right? We'd be miserable. And I know that we sometimes have memes and we complain about all the things that we have to do in adulting. But really, as an adult, if we complain about those things, that is part of being an adult and part of being a responsible human. It just makes it harder. So same with schoolwork. If they are complaining about schoolwork, we really do need to reframe that for them. And it made me think when I first met him, when fourth graders or young kids in general are perpetually negative and hard to be around, it's hard to listen. There's a negative undertone. There really is something wrong here when younger kids are really, really negative. And gratitude has been the immediate fix to these things, shining light on more of the positive aspects of their world so that they can actually have the lens to see the positive stuff, to see the good things in their life. And I've done this exercise before in, I believe, the second Creating Confident Learners podcast about gratitude, but I wanted to share it again because perception is truly everything. When there is a more grateful lens, we're filtering through that lens as adults and children, and our awareness tends to find and focus on more of the positive. There is so much information our brain is having to filter out moment to moment, and what we tend to notice is based on our thought patterns. So let's take a moment to do a simple perception exercise. So just with color, if I start to look around for the color brown, things start to pop out. The wood on the back of my classroom door, the wood of the table, the brown on my dog's spots. What else is brown out here? The brown shelving of my bookcase. And then if I flip my perspective, so actually take a moment really quick, look around you, see what things that are brown start to pop out the second that you put your perception and thought pattern on the color brown. And then let's do this with a couple other colors. So if I start to look for things that are black, there's all the print on the wall, there's Yoda in his background. This is one of my favorite things that he says, do or do not. There is no try. You're either doing something or not. So black of the microphone, the black of my pens. There's black everywhere if I look here, the black numbers on the clock. And then let's do one more. If I start to look for blue, the blue sky outside the window starts to pop out. The blue of the coasters I have in the classroom. The blue behind the revising step of the writing process. The blue of the book Wonder and a couple other books that are on my bookshelf. And my perception goes to everything that is blue now. So essentially what we focus on is what we perceive. So when we help kids focus on gratitude through a simple exercise of going and asking them, daily or once a week, or just taking a moment to pause, what are you grateful for right now? What are those small things? What are you noticing? We can really help them change their perspective. And I was thinking about gratitude, and how now, after years of doing this with kids over and over and over, how it's changed how kids show up in their lives. Years later, it just has this ripple effect, and it's so simple. So why not do it? Be sure to sign up for the foundation course. This course is here to support you. It teaches the exact foundational tools I have used with students to ease anxiety and help raise confidence and self-esteem so that they can succeed in all areas of their lives, including academics. It's available as a one-time purchase or as an ongoing monthly subscription with extra group support and monthly live stream. Be sure to sign up for the newsletter to stay in contact. Keep up with the Creating Confident Learners community on Instagram and Facebook at Creating Confident Learners. Have a blessed day and aloha.